So in this lecture we will be talking about monohybrid cross. Okay. So firstly we will have to know what does a monohybrid cross mean. So let's start. Let's give the heading monohybrid cross. So you can understand by the term that monohybrid means when the focus is only in a single trait or character. Okay. You are focusing on a single trait or character of an organism and crossing it. Crossing means making it reproduce. Okay. So single character cross. Clear? So what Gregor Johann Mendel did was he focused in just a single character of the pea plant, that is the plant height. He focused on the plant height of pea or Pisum sativum. The scientific name is Pisum sativum. Okay. So what Mendel did was in the first generation or the parental generation, he took two plants. One was pure tall. Pure tall means the pea plant was purely tall. Okay, that is denoted by capital T genotype, and another one was pure dwarf, which is denoted by small t. Okay, that is pure dwarf. This is the genotype, and this is known as the parental generation. This is the parental generation. Obvious thing that from this we will get a capital T gamete, and from the pure dwarf we will get a small t gamete. Okay. So this capital T and small t gamete will fuse. Okay. That will produce a capital T and small t genotype. So these are the alleles, and capital T and small t is the character that is getting produced from these two alleles. Means when you are crossing the pure tall and the pure dwarf, you get a capital T small t product. That means it is a hybrid tall. It is neither purely tall, neither it is purely dwarf. See, in the pure dwarf there was two small t, and in the pure tall there was two capital T's. But in this case, one capital T and one small t. So not a pure tall, not a pure dwarf. Okay. So we get a hybrid tall genotype, and this generation was called by Mendel as the F1 generation or the filial 1 generation. Okay. So in the filial 1 generation, the plants of the filial 1 generation, the pea plants of the filial 1 generation were self-crossed. Okay. Means there was not only one single plant, there were thousands and thousands of plants. Okay. In the F1 generation, all of them were self-fertilized. Okay. Means capital T crossed by capital T. That was the thing in the next generation. So self-fertilization occurred. Self-fertilization occurred. Okay. So what happens is, when it is self-fertilized, we get, from this we get capital T and small t gametes. Okay. The gametes will be capital T and small t. Okay. So when you cross them, what will you get? Let's make a checkerboard and understand. So this is capital T, this is small t for the male, and this is capital T, this is small t for the female. Okay. So capital T and capital T produces capital T, capital T. Capital T small t produces capital T small t. Capital T small t again produces capital T small t, and small t produces both small t phenotypes or genotypes. Okay. Sorry, genotypes. Okay. So now the thing is, from this or from this generation, what we are getting, this is known as the F2 generation. Okay. Capital T is getting self-fertilized. This is known as the F2 generation. Capital T into capital T, capital T. Okay. This is the F2 generation. See, capital T and capital T crossing with capital T, capital T. Okay. So in F2 generation, what will be the genotype? See, there are capital T, that is the pure tall. How many pure talls are there? It is 1. Okay. Capital T small t, that is hybrid tall. How many hybrid talls are there? That is 2. And small t, that is pure dwarf. How many pure dwarf are there? Is equals to 1. So the genotypic ratio in monohybrid cross will be what? It is 1:2:1. Okay. As because capital T is 1, capital T small t is 2, and small t is 1. Okay. Next, the phenotypic ratio. See, phenotypic means the outer characters. Though this hybrid tall has one capital T and one small t allele, it will appear as a tall plant. Okay. So the phenotypic ratio, in the phenotypic ratio, what will be the ratio? 3 will be tall. See, this one is tall and both of these are tall, as capital T is dominant over small t. Okay. So 1:2, sorry. So it is 1 plus 2, that means 3:1. That is tall is to dwarf. So this will be the ratio of Mendel's monohybrid cross. He came into conclusion that when any organism is crossed and focused in a single character, we get this type of ratio. That is, in phenotypic case 3:1, and in genotypic case 1:2:1. From that, he gave the law of segregation. Okay. Why law of segregation? As because see, these alleles get segregated. Okay, this was capital T, this got segregated and it matched with small t. The small t was with small t, it got segregated and matched with capital T. Okay, so this is known as law of segregation. Thank you.